Here we are again. I've got another knife review. This one is obviously, if you can't tell by the odd looking design, I guess, the Gerber Remix. I have mixed feelings about this knife simply because it's very hard. Of course, now that I say that it's hard to open, it's going to open every single time for me. It's just not, it's kind of stiff. I was thinking maybe after a few weeks of wear and tear, maybe not even tear, just wear, that it would loosen up, be easier for me to open and close, and it just has a real hard detention down there. It's real, like, I don't know. Other than that, great knife. I love the blade style, very plain looking. Gonna be completely honest, still kind of rough on the blade styles. I want to say it's just a drop point blade. I could be completely wrong, and if I am, everybody on here deserves to make fun of me as much as you want to. However, don't bash Gerber. Bash me if you want. Gerber's a great company. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, well, they're cheap knives. No. I guarantee you a Gerber knife can cut just as well as any of your Benchmade or Spyderco or whatever. I don't know. I have a Benchmade. I love my Benchmade. It's amazing. It's a really good knife. I love the steel. It's sharp as it can be. Their customer service is great. Gerber is a good knife. They make good stuff. And I'm glad that they do for a lot of reasons. One, because whenever I want a new knife, I don't really feel like spending, $100 on a Benchmade or $60 on a Spyderco or, whatever. Like the Griptilian is the Benchmade that I've got, and I love the knife. And even though I got it at a discount, because my dad is military and he works for a store that sells them and all kinds of stuff, it's still really expensive. It ended up being like $80 still. $80 for a Benchmade, it's not bad. It's a good price. I don't know. Anyway, back to the Gerber. Great knife. You would think that, all of your fingers being up here, you would want your other finger to be over there, but having it behind all of your fingers, kind of having an angled grip on it, it really, I love it. I didn't think I would, and I've been looking at this knife for years now, since I first really got into knife collecting and the hobby in general. I've been looking at it, and I was always like, wow, your finger is going to be behind all your other fingers, and it can't be comfortable like that. Turns out I was completely wrong, and it is very comfortable. You feel very secure. You're not, if you go into pierce, there's no way you can slip on this. Unless your finger comes out of socket or whatever, there's no possible way that your finger is just moving up. It just can't. I do have one concern, and that is right here. You can see there's only two little pins that kind of keep the frame together, and I've squeezed on the bottom part down here where it looks like it would need some support, and I can't get it to bend. Maybe that's because I'm, not a bodybuilder, but I can't get it to bend. So good, that's a good thing, but still, I'm just kind of concerned with all that. Pocket clip, I like it. Very nice pocket clip. I like Gerber's pocket clips because you can you you can just slide them on. There's no like you have to wiggle and kind of lift the pocket clip up and then hurry up and shove it down before, it closes and try and get it over your pants or any of that crap. It's just easy. It fits. There's enough retention on it to where your knife isn't flopping around and going all over the place, but it works well enough to just kind of, it does its job. That's all it needs to do. Personally, I don't know how to take this apart at all, because if you see, I know it has something to do with this ring up here, and there's another one, and they both move freely on the sides if you can move them separately. Cutlery Lover has a video on the Gerber Mini remix, Gerber Remix Mini, or whatever you want to call it. And he has a really good understanding of pretty much everything in the world, it seems. I love his videos, and if you're watching me and you haven't ever seen one of his videos, then you seriously need to reevaluate what you've been doing with your time. I love him. He's awesome. Really nice sounding guy. I've never met him personally, but if I had, I'm sure he would treat me like a friend. That's just how he seems. He's one of those nice guys. The knife, it's good, and even he says, he admits that he has bigger hands and all that. And I assume the Gerber Remix Mini fits him as well as it does everybody else. So that's just an example of the finger hole itself. Is probably about the size of a quarter, I guess. Unfortunately, I don't have the blade steel on here because can't find it anywhere, and I don't think it says it on the box. All it says is Gerber. So I don't know any of that. I know that the blade length is 2.9 inches, overall length 7.35, closed it's 4.45 inches, and it weighs 4.2 ounces. So it weighs about as much as the Kershaw that I reviewed, but it feels, you really can't tell that it weighs that much. It does not seem like it weighs 4.2 ounces at all. I think that might be a misreading or misprint or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, overall, it's a great knife if you're just, daily cutting tasks. The centering on it, I don't know if you really care about that too much. Let's see if I can find it. There we go. It's not perfect, but it doesn't scrape the side. I've got some knives that, as you close them, they scrape the side of the frame, and it scratches your blade up, and sometimes it's bad enough to dull your blade every single time you open it and close it. And that really just gets old, so having to go back and sharpening your blade every, 5 uses or whatever. It is a liner lock. It looks like a full liner lock, not an insert. So, there's that. Like I said, really the only issue that I have with it is I like to, see, I already kind of cut my skin. I like to use the thumb studs to open. My best luck with this knife so far is putting my finger in that hole, kinda, and using my thumb and my middle finger to kind of pop the blade just out of that little hole, and then I can open it with the thumb stud. Opening the knife is the least of my worries. like I said, I've normally got 2 knives on me at a time to, um, one for defense and one for just menial cutting tasks and whatnot. So this would be my menial cutting task knife. Personally, it would be a great self-defense knife if they came out with some sort of assist opening, whether it be auto or spring assisted or whatever. If they added that feature to this knife, it would be a very ideal self-defense knife with the finger hole and all that, and the very easy to open kind of flat blade. Not flat necessarily, it's not as curved as other blades. I will try and find the blade steel and put it in the description for you. Other than that, I'm pretty sure that's all I have to say about the knife. Great, there's no wiggles or anything. There's just no noise. It's very solid when it's locked up. There's the slightest bit of movement, so I mean, it's not that big of a concern. If it was, then I guess just don't try and, cut with the spine of the knife, I guess. I don't understand how that really works, but, yep, Gerber Remix, the original one, straight edge, or fine edge, or whatever you want to call it, no serrations. Serrations are nice on some knives, just not this one, or most of them. They're just hard to sharpen, they get in the way for me, so, I don't know, they're alright, not my favorite. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll holler at you later.